And I'm Tate, and we're here with your announcements.
Today we have the privilege of talking with our Vice Principal, Mr. Zabo, about the new attendance policy.
So, Zabo, we understand that tardies count as 15 minutes of unexcused time, and unexcused absences count as 1 hour of unexcused time. What happens when we get too much?
So all of the time collects, and so every time you get a tardy, it's 15 minutes, but it builds up each other. So if you reach 10 hours of unexcused time, you are ineligible for whatever sport or activity you participate in. So if a football player has 10 or 11 hours, he can't play, can't practice. If you're an orchestra or band or choir, you can't perform on stage. If you're in a club, LIA, or anything like that, and you're going somewhere on a field trip or going to a conference, you can't participate in any of those activities. And so we have over 600 kids at Preston High School that participate in something, and it just made sense for us to have attendance time in school apply to attendance in those activities.
So if we get to 20 hours, what does that mean?
So if you reach 20 hours, it's what I would consider, some of the more fun activities, right? 20 hours is quite a bit. If all that time adds up and you pass 20 hours, you can't attend any of the dances. If you're a senior and you want to go on the lagoon trip, or you want to go to prom this year, it's something that you're not going to be able to do if you're not going to class. So if you're over 10 hours, you can't participate in your sport or your club. If you're over 20 hours, it's kind of the extra things, the dances, the field trips, those types of things.
Okay, so how can we make this up this time?
If you're going to make up your time, it's pure learning time. So, attendance in school would hopefully mean that you're in class learning. If you're absent, the ultimate consequence is that your focus is not on the learning that's taking place in the classroom. So if you want to make up your time, you need to look at your schedule and say, man, I'm struggling in math, and go talk with your math teacher and set up a time before or after school that you can meet with those teachers to go over your homework and potentially receive some tutoring. So instead of lunch detention, now we are trying to direct everything toward learning, and all the time, the extra time that you spend in classrooms is what's going to go toward making up your unexcused absences.
Okay.
Awesome. So, if we do go to the doctor or something like that, how would our parents excuse us?
If you're going to get a doctor's appointment, dentist appointment, anything like that excused, your parents just need to call the school. They'll speak with our front office secretaries and kind of explain the reasoning, and give the time that they're going to be gone, and it'll be excused. But it's obviously something that we don't want abused either. So we encourage you and encourage your parents to be honest about the time you're missing.
So, what happens even if we do get excused? Is it possible to get too many hours?
Yeah, so if you reach 20 absences, excused plus unexcused, the administration, the counselors, and your parents will meet and will discuss the likelihood of you being pulled from your class. So, and that's 10 visits to the doctor plus 10 times that you skip class, right? If you reach 20, it's more than likely that you'll be removed from that class and placed in a credit recovery program. And, that's to put you hopefully in a better environment where you feel more comfortable learning, and that's to help the teachers with some of the inconsistencies with poor attendance that some kids have. So yeah, 20 absences is kind of the ultimate limit, and I think most kids would agree that that's too many if we're expecting kids to learn.
Is there anything else you'd like us to know?
I just kind of want to reiterate that attendance in school leads to better learning. And so if you ever felt like you weren't understanding something in a class, there's no possible way to understand that better without being there. If you're not putting in the time, then you're probably not passing your classes, not understanding something to the best of your ability. So we want to make sure that everybody understands the learning growth we expect out of kids, and that can really only come through consistent attendance.
Awesome. Thank you, Zabo.
Thank
We're
you.
on to the rest of our announcements.
Remember, the Monster Mosh is October 22nd. This dance is girls' choice, so girls, make sure you ask someone quick.
The dance will be combined with West Side at the Gingerbread Shop here in Preston. Costumes are encouraged and awards will be given to couples with the best costumes in different categories.
This week in sports, our football teams are playing Pocatello. Thursday, the freshman and JV teams will play them at Pokey. And Friday, our varsity teams will play them here. The game theme is neon.
And as soon as the game is over, we will head to the fairgrounds for the burning of the pea. This Thursday, our volleyball teams will play here against Century for senior night. The game theme is Bling on Black.
Wednesday, cross country has a meet here at the golf course after school.
Have a great week, Preston.
That's a wrap.